the Monday Motivation.
Oh.
Welcome to the Monday Motivation with Eric and Friends podcast with your host, Eric F. King, featuring world-class speakers, coaches, and consultants. Join us every Monday as we dive into empowering conversations that motivate, inspire, and educate entrepreneurs. Kickstart your week with valuable insights that help you not just survive, but thrive. This is your go-to podcast to start your week strong and live your best life. Let's make Mondays the fuel for your success journey.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Motivational Monday. I'm Eric F. King, and today we're going to have a great day. Happy New Month. We have here with us Annie Usung, Leah Garcia, and Zan Anagru from all over the world. And we are super excited to be here. We are here every single Monday, 7 a.m. Eastern Time, same time. And today we are talking about the topic, how to deal with criticism, rejection, and negative feedback. And I think this is an incredible topic because criticism, rejection, and negative feedback stops most people in their tracks. It's not like they have this great idea. They're so excited. I mean, I'm going to change my life. And then someone says it's a horrible idea. Then they're just like, okay, maybe I shouldn't do it. Right. Or then they talk to 5 people and the 5 people say no. And then the 6th person decides to talk them out of their own business. And they're like, oh, you know what? I'm not doing it anymore. So today we're going to talk about that. So definitely, first of all, I want everybody to put in the chat where you're zooming in from. Just say hi, good morning from wherever you are. And then think of some questions to ask us, okay? Because this is, again, a great topic. All right, so let's get started. We're going to go all the way to California to speak with our incredible panelist. She is a financial expert, okay? We call her the Dynasty Builder because not only does she help you make money and save money and invest money and all of that, but she helps you build a dynasty, right? That continues long after you're gone, which is important, right? And then also, she is also a black belt in karate, right? And that's important, right? Because that shows that she is a hard worker. She is disciplined, and it shows that you don't want to get in a fight with her. Yeah, she will body slam you. Maybe one day she'll send me a video of her body slamming somebody. Yeah, but we are so excited because she is here at 4:04 in the morning, her time, right? How many of you would wake up at 4:04 in the morning to get on a podcast? Not too many, right? So that's why you want to take notes, listen closely. As she kicks off our event this morning, Leah Garcia, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Eric F. King of Collaboration. And my first sensei said, the best way to avoid a fight is to not be there. Okay. So I come here, it's empty hand. Okay. But I'm so excited about this topic, and I'm going to give you 3 golden nuggets. How do we deal with criticism? We got to understand that if we're going to be an entrepreneur, we are going to have criticism. We're going to have people who don't agree with us. We're going to have people when we start moving forward that we're going to get some resistance. That's just the way it is. If you're going to be building wealth, if you're going to start a podcast, if you're just even raising a family, like whatever you're doing, someone is going to say something that is going to be not an agreement with what you're doing. You're going to get criticized. And if you're not, it's because you're playing too small. Listen, don't get lost in the sauce trying to win over people who aren't even hungry. So I'm going to give you 3 golden nuggets on how you can deal with criticism and rejection. Number 1, the message is what's the message from the messenger? Who is that messenger? What are they saying to you? Are they even somebody that you even care about? Are they somebody that you even respect? Not all criticism is created equal. Sometimes criticism is coaching. Sometimes criticism is jealousy. Think about that. Sometimes it's someone who's just having a bad day. So before you ask yourself, before you reject, ask yourself, what is the lesson in this? What is the lesson? Is there a lesson in there? Be a wise champion and extract the gold, take the good and leave the bad. So is it feedback or is it coming from a place of jealousy? And remember, the treasure isn't always obvious. So sometimes it's monopoly money, sometimes it's real money, but we have to take a moment and really peel back the onion. Number 2, rejection is sometimes redirection, and sometimes it's God's protection. Every single person who's successful has had some form of rejection. They didn't get the job, they didn't get the client, they didn't get the relationship. Folks, people criticized me in the beginning, and a lot of it, and they still do. People still do. Listen, there's going to be someone right now in the comments criticizing me about my talk. But here's the thing, the more confident you become, the less the criticism impacts you. It's in the beginning when we're just getting started and we're feeling a little bit unsure. Sometimes it is just that GPS saying you need to stop, and sometimes it's saying just recalculate. So looking back on many things that didn't work out for us, we're really protecting us from something big that was out of alignment with us. The no today may be saving you from a very expensive yes tomorrow. But I've seen people get so passionate about something. They're so excited on Monday, right? It's Money Monday. They're excited. They've got this vision. They've got this dream. They've got this passion. And then I see them on Tuesday and they're doing something totally different. It's like, what happened? Well, my broke Uncle Larry, who was sitting on the couch doing nothing, said it wouldn't work. Number 3, don't let someone else's opinion become your identity. This is really, really big. We have to increase our identity. Don't get emotionally overdrawn trying to impress people who aren't invested in your success. They're not invested in your future. This one is huge. People will call you unrealistic. They told me, you're too ambitious, you're too loud, you're too this, you're too quiet, you're too extra, you're not enough. Listen, the truth is people are often describing their own limitations, not yours. Listen, champions, that vision was given to you. It wasn't a conference call. And if I had invested in people's negative opinions of me, I don't know where I would be. I would be emotionally bankrupt. So before we react, listen, take a moment, listen, look for the lesson. Is there some noise in there, or is there real genuine feedback? And keep moving forward. Don't cash checks written by people who don't even know your worth. We have to don't take it personally. So take that time and learn the lesson, adjust the strategy, and stay committed to the mission, stay committed to the goal. Folks, you started your story because you're the one that's supposed to change your family's last name forever. And you couldn't change the beginning, but you're the one that can change the end. So with that, I'm super excited that we have our amazing panel, and the one, Mr. Zion, Mr. Positivity. I cannot wait to hear from him, and hand it back to you, Mr. Eric.
Awesome. This was amazing. What a way to kick off the day. Look, I have been taking notes. I have enough notes for the week. We just started. So thank you so much, Leah. We appreciate you as always. All right, so we are going to keep going. But beforehand, I just want to shout out a few people. Natasha's here. Good morning, Natasha, PhD. I always say PhD because I know it's not easy to get at PhDs. I'm going to throw that in there. Natasha Wilson, PhD. She is here. Carl from across the pond is here. Welcome. We have Carlene from Connecticut. Good to see you. Dr. Harish, good to see you. Welcome. We have Simi from Nigeria. Good to see you. Raj is here from UAE. Wow, people from all over the world here, all over the world. Clarissa Baptiste is here. Good to see you. Salim, good to see you. Paul, welcome. Paul says great advice. Thank you. All right. So we're going to keep going. I know there's a lot of you that haven't put anything in the chat yet. So let us know where you are zooming in from today. Okay. And also put in your questions. Just type the word question and then put your question in there. We're going to get to them. All right. So we're going to keep going. What an incredible topic. We're going to go to our next speaker who hails out of Nigeria and West Africa. And this gentleman is known all over the world for how he helps people become more positive, right? And this really applies to what we're talking about today. Because if you don't believe in yourself, and you are not positive, any criticism will kick you right out of the party. You're like, I can't do this anymore, right? So we appreciate you for being here, and we're excited to hear what you have to say. Mr. Positive Energy, Zion and Agru, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Mr. Erika King, Mr. Eni Akulia, and all the amazing MVPs in the comment section. To be honest, I'm very excited to be here. And it's so good to be back, being the first day of the month of June, and especially bring greetings. And I say Happy New Month to every one of us. For me, this topic resonates with me so much. And I love what Queen Leah has already shared with us and what Mr. Eric said earlier. The one thing I've learned about criticism, negative feedback or rejection, at the end of the day, how you react is what matters. And how you react depends on how much you have developed and grown your mindset. A lot of people take negative criticism, take negative feedback, take rejection upon themselves. Why? Because they do not have the right mindset. For me, one way to effectively and efficiently scale negative feedback, negative criticism or rejection is the ability for you to have a positive mindset. I'm very big on mindset because at the end of the day, your mindset equal your life set. How you react is dependent on how much you have grown, and is why it's very, very important. Like when Leah said, criticism, rejection, negative feedback are all part of the journey. And at the end of it, that's how you grow and that's how you become a better person. Every feedback might not be in alignment with what you think because at the end of the day, all you know is not all there is. What you think is right in your eyes might not be the big picture. So when people give you those feedback, it's very important. It's what really helps you to grow and help you become a better person. My first point when it comes to this is how much do you believe in yourself? Is a question you need to ask yourself. How much do you believe in yourself? Because self-belief is one of the foundational elements you need when it comes to handling negative feedback, negative criticism, or rejection. Because people will always have their opinion about you. People will always have their perspective about you. People will only have their personal take about you. And this is not dependent on you. It's not about what you can do or what you cannot do. It's on them. And that's the reason why how much you believe in yourself play a key role for you to respond to negative criticism, rejection, or or things that comes from people that does not go in alignment with you. How much do you believe in yourself? Is a question you need to ask yourself this morning because self-belief is important. Let me tell you, how much you believe in yourself translates to how much you receive to what people say about you. You cannot control what people say about you. You cannot control what people think about you. You cannot control what people conclude about you. But at the end of the day, you can control how you react. And how you react depends on how much you believe in yourself. So in everything you do, make sure you believe in yourself so strongly that it doesn't matter what people say, they cannot convince you otherwise. Secondly, maintain a learning posture. Maintain a learning posture. At the end of the day, one thing I've learned when some people are giving them negative feedback or criticism, it's they react before they listen. So one way for you to be able to handle criticism or negative feedback or rejection is listen before you react. It's not about emotion. It's not about how you feel. Because at the end of the day, feeling is not what defines your life. It's the decision you make that defines your life. And criticism, negative feedback, all these are part of the things that the ingredients you need to help you make the right decisions as time goes on. So listen, don't react. In most cases, when somebody is saying what you don't like, you are quick to defend yourself. You are quick to say, oh, no, 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 it's not about this, it's not about that. Well, no, it's not necessary. What you need to do is listen and pay key attention to the message that they are conveying to you. You don't have to listen to all the message. You don't have to take it all on. You know the one that is good. So filter the message you receive. Filter the feedback you are getting, because all feedback is not for you. You must understand this. All feedbacks are not for you. All opinions are not for you. All school of thought are not for you. So when you believe in yourself, then you can be able to know the school of thought that is for you. You can be able to know the opinion that is for you. You can be able to know the thought that is for you. Remember, I said, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Learn from the feedback, learn from the journey, and ask yourself, pay key attention to the listener, and ask yourself, is this useful? Oh, this person just told me this. Is this useful to me? Is it useful right now in your business? Is it useful right now in your life? Is it what you need right now to help you move your business forward? Like Queen Leah said, some of the feedback can come from a place of jealousy, can come from a place of they don't want you to be better than them. So they want to be pushing you, bringing ideas. But at the end of the day, when you know who you are, when you know where you are going to, it really helps you to filter the feedback, the ideology that you know you need right now to help you make your business better and great. Lastly, I will leave you with this. One thing I've been able to learn when it comes to criticism, rejection is, what has God told you? I'm a faith-based entrepreneur. I believe in God strongly, and I always hear the voice of God all the time. People will always talk, but what has God said? For me, it's one of the major factor in my life. Yes, people, because at the end of the day, people will always say based on what they know. People will always talk based on what they've seen, based on what they heard. But the Bible says, what the eyes have not seen, what the ears have not heard. It's with God. And He is the Alpha and the Omega, the one that knows the beginning from the end. So for me, I always put myself in a position where I always ask myself, what has God said? Yes, this person, there's rejection here, there's criticism here, but what has God said? Because at the end of the day, what people say will actually go contrary to what God has said. But what will keep you grounded, what will keep you going, what will keep you sustainable as an entrepreneur is the ability for you to know what God has said. Believe it, trust it, and walk in it. And I tell you, you are on a journey for greatness. You are a journey to become a better person. And at the end of the day, in responding to criticism, rejection, always make sure you are approaching it with a positive mindset. That's how I always tell you. When you are positive, you are possible. And in positivity, there's always endless possibility for you, for me, and for each and every one of us. So thank you so much for listening to me. I yield my back to you, Mr. Eric F. King.
Wow, that was so powerful, so powerful. Thank you so much. My goodness, I have so much here in terms of notes. I'm learning so much. I know everybody is today. Appreciate that, Zion. Appreciate that. The dose of positivity on a Monday morning, nothing like it. All right. And we have a lot more people today. We have a lot more people that have joined. Elizabeth, good to see you. Welcome. Let's see. We have Mike LeBlanc. Good to see you. Welcome. Good morning. Salim, welcome. Good morning. Natasha, good morning. I see she already put in a question there. Great job. Laverne, good to see you again. Good to see you, Laverne. Wow. Harumi, good to see you. Welcome. Welcome to the call. Welcome to the call. We have Paul. Paul, welcome to the call. All right, so keep putting it in there. Keep putting it in there. Naomi, we see you. We see you. If you haven't put in the chat where you're zooming in from, let us know. And also, if you have a question, put it in there. Just write question and then put your question, and we will address your question live in front of everybody. All right. Okay, so we're going to keep going. Wow, this has been exciting so far. A lot of information, and it's not over yet. All right. We have our next speaker that comes from London, England. And this guy, what he does for a living is he makes you famous. He makes you famous. And when I say famous, I don't mean like celebrity kind of famous, red carpet famous. I mean famous in what you do. Famous in what you do, your business, especially on LinkedIn. He's helped me a lot, and he's helped people all over the world. And also help you write your book and get it out there, right? So he helps a lot of people in so many different ways. I don't want to steal his thunder, so I'll let him tell you, all right? So without further ado, any song, the floor is yours.
Good morning. I always appreciate your kind words as always, Eric, of course. I don't want to put you on the red carpet, by the way, so it's fine. We'll get there. We'll get in there, right? Real famous is what I want to try and make you. So everyone knows who you are. Look, part of the journey, as Queen Leah said, as Mrs. Zia said, is people will say no. Wouldn't it be nice if everyone just said yes, 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 no, as you wish? We'd love to give you everything you want. It doesn't happen like that. It's never going to happen, right? Even the most successful people gets rejected. They get told no. No. It can mean many things. I guess let me break this down into two parts. I think rejection is a thing in itself. In business, people will say no. People tell me no every day, right? And it's fine. I think it is about what you've heard so far, which is how you think about it, it's what you make of it. But I think more importantly, it's how you make sense of what you're trying to do to yourself. Because people look. Let's face the truth. In a normal day, my friends, we're gonna see nearly 10,000 offers, ads, buy this, buy that, do this, do that. How many of those do you respond to? So look, I have a point. We don't resist. We're saying we're lucky if we respond mentally to 100 of those things that we see. And look, us being part of that 100, because we run businesses, is no bad thing, right? At least we've been considered. Take that as a good thing, right? At least they've seen us and they've thought about us today and they've said no. In business, what does no mean? No just simply means maybe not right now, maybe not today. You see, what I do is quite simple. I get to know my clients and my prospects better. I'm saying to you too, get to know the people you're talking to. See, many of us are very quick to decide someone is ready to buy when they're just not. Right? If you think everyone's ready to buy and then they're going to talk to them, they're going to get a credit card out and pay, it's not going to happen. You're setting yourself for rejection. It's not about that. So, face reality. Most people will buy when they're ready. Do you know who's ready to buy? Do you nurture them enough to get to that place? That's what we have to do, right? And even then, look, again, the numbers don't lie. You see, everyone thinks if a master salesman like Eric, a genius like Queen Leah, a marketer like me, we 100% of we close 100% of deals. We don't, nowhere near it. Just like Michael Jordan did not score 100% of the shots he tried. If you close 4 in 10 prospects, you're doing well. The other 6 rejections? Yeah, I don't think so, right? Get to know them. And, some of them you have to nurture until they're ready. That's not rejection. That's just part of the process of business. So that's the rejection part. I said on the criticism part, there's many ways I look at this. Look, everyone has an opinion. Yes. In England, we say it's like, yes, a part of your body that everyone has. We do, we'll have one. Don't ignore. Do I ignore opinions? No, of course I don't. Look, I've learned the biggest lessons from what people said, from feedback from people, especially my customers. If you're paying me, I'm gonna listen and try and get better. If you're not paying me, chances are I'm going to go, who are you? And the who are you matters, right? If you're important, I might listen. I'm trying to pick the things I can learn from that, from what you tell me and what you come back with. Best of times, see, we make this huge mistake. Don't make this mistake. The mistake we make is we'll do a 1 in 10. So you talk to 10 people. One person says, I don't like that. And you say, my thing is terrible. This will never work. No, don't do the 1 in 10. Do the 9 in 10, right? Go what the 9 in 10 say. If one person is going to criticize you, I just go, thanks for that. Thanks for giving me your time and your great ideas. And you move on. If 2 people come back, 2 in 10, you might want to start asking, what's going on here? What have I missed? What could I do better? So don't respond to everything people tell you. Have that inner strength, believe in yourself and what you're trying to do. And if you come with good intentions, what people say you could do better, it's not the end of the world, right? But don't listen to everything. Don't let everything knock you. You're stronger than that. You have to be. Otherwise, you're not going to be in business, for too long. Eric, I'd love to hear what you have to say on this one, my friend.
All right. Thank you so much. Wow, that was powerful. More notes here. My goodness, this is getting better and better and better. Thank you so much. All right. So I have a few points for you today, but I think 3 points. 3 points. First of all, I want to say, as human beings, we are wired to care about social acceptance, right? That is why we get sad or upset or dejected anytime someone criticizes us or rejects us, because that's how we're wired. So, you have to fight human nature. I talk about that all the time. You have to fight human nature, right? So you don't get all upset because of it, right? So number one, I'm going to talk about rejection is normal. And, I love stories. I'm going to tell you a few stories. Number one, when I started my career in sales, I was a young salesman up in Philadelphia, and I was trying to sell copiers. I said trying because I wasn't selling anything, right? I sell copiers door to door, and I wasn't good at it. So I called my dad and I said, Dad, I'm going to quit because I'm not good at this, and everybody's saying no, and I can't stand it anymore. And my dad said I should keep doing it. He said rejection is good. I said, what do you mean? Like, you want me to be rejected? He said, yeah. He said, I do, because you're going to be rejected in life anyway. You might as well start early and get over it. And that will help you for the rest of your life. And I didn't think that made any sense, what he said. But I know my dad, I respect him. So I said, okay, whatever you say. And it changed my life. It changed my life. And I'll tell you why. So now let's just fast forward to, a couple years ago. I had this idea to create a stage for speakers, coaches, and authors, and to promote them on my stage, and to give them the videos and the pictures from it, right? And create a network of all these people that are working together, right? And a lot of other things. And I had this great idea. So I call up a friend of mine who's well known. Some of you may know him, he's basically a celebrity. He's a speaker, has been speaking for many years. And I told him about my idea. And he said, yeah. He said, I don't think it's that great of an idea. I said, why not? He said, well, first of all, speakers won't even pay you to speak on the stage because they want to get paid, right? And he gave me like a few other reasons why he doesn't think it's going to be a good idea, right? I said, okay, well, thank you for your feedback. But guess what? I've heard that before. I've heard negativity before. I've heard rejection before. I've heard criticism before. So it didn't sway me at all. Within 2 years, it's verifiable. Go online. Go on to studiospeaking.com. 40 testimonials. 40 different people that have paid, and that 40 different people that have got speaking engagements, 40 different people that have sold their offers, 40 different people that have been promoted to hundreds and hundreds of people, 40 different people that have sold hundreds of books. But what if I listen to that guy? What if I listen to that guy? So that's what I want to start off with for you today. Is number one, consider the source. Consider who is criticizing you, or consider like he doesn't know, like he's been speaking for years, but he doesn't understand what I'm doing. He doesn't understand what I'm doing, and that's okay. I don't need his approval. I don't need anybody's approval. And by the way, when I started, not everybody said yes. Like, there are a lot of people that said no, until one lady said, you know what, I'll do it. That sounds interesting. Then the second person said, this is good. I'll do it. And remember, I didn't have a website when I started, right? I didn't have any testimonial when I started. They just believed, they borrowed my belief. And now look, right? So here's what I want to tell you. Rejection is normal. People will reject you. Consider the source. When I started doing videos, I posted a video on YouTube, and there's a guy that sent me a message on YouTube criticizing my video. He said, the lighting is off, and it just different types of things. He said, just criticize me, right? So you know what I did? Because on YouTube, if you're familiar with YouTube, you can click on the name of the person to see their YouTube page. I clicked on it, and he didn't have any videos. So I was ahead of him. Right? So I'm not going to listen to him because he's not an expert. Okay. So consider the source. All right. Also, I want to tell you this. Separate your worth, right, from your work. In other words, in other words, if you fail at something, you are not a failure. If you fail at something, you're not a failure. Always separate your worth from your work, right? That's why you must build your self confidence. I think Zion alluded to that. You must build your self confidence. You must believe in yourself. Focus on building yourself even before you build your business, because you can have the best idea in the world. You can have the Amazon idea, the Airbnb idea, all of those ideas. It doesn't matter if you don't believe in yourself, because one person will tell you it's not going to work and it will knock you out of the park and you're done. You're never going to do it again. Okay. So again, don't focus on, don't look at it as you're a failure. Look at it as, okay, maybe this didn't work. Move on to the next thing. Okay. Consider the source. And then lastly, don't quit. Don't quit. If you get rejected, keep moving forward. Right. Sometimes you can learn from criticism. Right. Someone may say something like, you know what, that makes sense actually. Right. Right. There's something called constructive criticism. Constructive. Right. When I started my business, Studio Speaking, um, we 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 will do the video of you speaking and then give you the whole video, right, of you speaking. And then one lady said, well, why don't you create like reels for us so we don't have to go hire somebody, right? And I said, oh, that's a good point, right? I didn't look at it as a criticism. I look at it as, that's a great idea. Now we do that. We do done for you reels, right? One lady said, well, why don't you do like a photo shoot, because some of us need pictures. I said, I didn't think about that. Right. So not all criticism is bad. Sometimes you learn from it. Right. I think someone said that today too. You learn from it. Right. But whatever you do, don't quit. Believe in yourself. Don't quit. Don't let any of that stop you. So that's what I want to share today with regards to this topic. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. All right. So now what we're going to do, we're going to get to the questions in a second. And I know we have several questions. We're going to get to a question in a second. But first of all, I know all of you are dying to find out exactly what we do, because there's a lot of new people here today. Okay. So let me share with you what I do, and then we'll go around the room. All right. So like I said, I am the founder and CEO of studiospeaking.com, studiospeaking.com. And basically that is the number one platform in the world right now to share your expertise and monetize your message as a speaker, coach, or author. Okay. I won't go too much into it because I already talked about it a little bit, but just go and watch. We just created a 4-minute video that tells you all about what we do. And if it's something that you are considering if you want to be able to stand on a stage and share your expertise to a wide audience, right? Then, and you want to consider speaking on my stage, then just go book a call and I'll meet you personally. No, I won't send somebody to talk to you. I'll talk to you. Right? I'll talk to you. Right? I'll meet you personally and we'll talk about it. And even if it's not for you now, hey, you'll learn more about it and then maybe in the future sometime. Okay. So that's what I do. Carl, if you can put that in the chat, studiospeaking.com. Everybody click on it and check out the 4-minute video. All right. So let's go around the room real quick. We're going to start with Leah Garcia, because ladies first. That's what we do here. Leah Garcia, and then we'll go around the room, Zion, and then Annie, and then we'll answer your questions. So Leah, go ahead.
Yes. So my name is Leah Garcia, and I am the Dynasty Builder. And I help to clarify conflicting results and help you properly protect, distribute, and transfer your wealth so you can build your family dynasty. I believe if you're on this call, it's because you're a champion and you're the one who's supposed to change your family's last name forever. I also host Wealthy Wednesday every single Wednesday, 10 a.m. Pacific time, always looking for guest speakers. And I just dropped Magic Maverick and the Treasure Map. It's a parable. It's a story that I created with my beautiful, precious 7-year-old grandson. I know you're going to enjoy it. And with that, we're going to find out how to reach out to Mr. Zion. How do we reach you, Zion?
All right, thank you so much, Leah. Well, for me, it's all about positivity. And one of the things I know, one of the major reasons that people fail in life and fail in business, it's their mindset. If your mindset is not right, your life will not be right. So for anyone out there, you want to intentionally embrace the power of positivity to not just ignite your business, but also your life as a whole. You need a coach and a mentor and someone that can hold you accountable to intentionally embrace the power of positivity. Reach out to me. Let's go on a journey of positivity together. And also, you want to host online events. You want to amplify your voice. You want to stay visible. You want people to see you, know you, and what you do. We can help you host online events. So go to LinkedIn. My meeting page is on there. Click on it. Book a call with me. Let's go on a journey of positivity together. And I know Mr. N is doing so much. I cannot wait to hear you. Tell us what you do and how you help.
That's so sweet of you. No, really, we are doing so much. Look, I am the book guy. As Eric said, mentioned earlier, I help you write your book, publish your book, and sell your book. The sell your book part is very important to us these days because a lot of people write books that never sell. Of course, part of my experience is helping people to learn to take their business to the next level. So that's what we're working on right now. I put in the chat our workshop, a masterclass that's on Thursday, the 4th of June. So the problem we have is that people are searching for us online, but they can't find any of us. If they don't find us, they're going to go somewhere else. So the masterclass is here to teach you how to be the answer to your prospects and clients' questions online. If you want to learn how to truly make the internet work for you on search these days, then check out the link, the answer engine masterclass, and come and learn.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. So we are going to get to the questions. Our first question from Natasha is, how do you handle or interpret silence when you reach out or when a professional connection does not respond to you? Okay. Basically, how do you stay encouraged? What do you tell yourself? That's a great question because you have to talk to yourself. That's what I do every day. All right. Queen Leah, would you like to start off with your comment on that?
Fantastic question. And here's the thing. You came here because you're a champion. This is a real conversation. The gloves off. We pull back the curtain, right? This is not the rainbows and butterflies. Here's the thing. If you're waiting for that one person that you contacted, and I know this is not you, but I'm just saying some people contact one person, they wait for that one person that's going to call them back. They're sitting there waiting. They send them a message. They don't answer, and they're just waiting around, waiting for that thing. I say off with their heads. Go to the next person. Listen, you got to fill your pipeline. You got to have many conversations. You got to have so many conversations going that you don't remember some of the people that you have had conversations with. And guess what will happen? It'll stop popping like popcorn. And Annie said it so brilliantly. No doesn't mean no forever. It means not right now, not yet, not today. And by the way, as you go along, people will start coming back to you, reaching out of the blue. People that you talked to a week ago, a month ago, a year ago. I had people follow up with me 10 years later. So what do you have to say about this amazing question, Zion?
Well, thank you so much, Leah, for that good response. When I read the question, it got me so excited because this is something that I've literally experienced and I've heard people talk about it. Now, when talking about silence, one thing I want to encourage, and for as many persons who are listening, it's most of the time, silence is not intentional. And I'm going to use myself as an example. During the month of May, I was not active on an online platform because of some personal stuff that was going on behind the scene. But some persons can assume that I'm silent because I didn't show. So one thing I will encourage you, always give people the benefit of the doubt. Give people the benefit of the doubt. Most of the time, silence is not intentional. People are human after all. Yeah, there might be the person you feel has a solution to your problem. There might be the person you feel has what you need, but they are human at the end of the day. People go through so much that their profile cannot tell what they are going through. So much that what you see on the internet cannot tell you what they are going through personally. So remember that people are human. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Secondly, if you are trying to reach out to somebody and they are not responding, look out for people who knows them. Look out for people who are connected with them. Few years ago, I was going to connect with somebody online who does online event and to go for an interview with the person. I tried reaching out for months, the person did not respond. What did I do? I looked out for somebody who was connected to us. And boom, the person was like, "Oh, you wanted to call?" I said, "Yes." who has been wanting to connect for months. In 5 minutes, we had a conversation. Why? Because I connected to somebody who knew them and they bridged the gap, and I was able to reach out to them ASAP. And she said, you know what? If you were trying to reach out to me personally, my calendar was booked for the next 9 months ahead. So there was no space you could have been able to reach out to me. So give people benefit of the doubt. If you're trying to connect with somebody and they are not responding directly, look out for people who knows them. Maybe you're trying to reach out to Mr. Eric. Connect to Annie, connect to myself, connect to Leah. We will reach out to Mr. Eric on your behalf. So it's very easy, and I hope that helps. Thank you so much. I'm waiting to look forward to hear what Mr. Annie has to say, because I know he has so much wisdom always when it comes to conversations like this.
I tell you, and I love your introductions, and I love your answers as well, you and Quinley, as always. Eric, you moved the question, right? You've gone too far, Eric.
Sorry. Give me 1 second.
You on the next question.
Okay. There you go. Sorry.
How do you interpret silence? Look, don't we all get ghosted every day? I do. People look. It's not about you. Is the way I look at it, right? And I think Eric made the point earlier. Again, it's what we tell ourselves. The stories we tell ourselves when these things happen. In days gone by, I used to drive myself crazy. What have I done wrong? What's wrong with me? Don't. That's what you're wasting your time, right? It's probably not about you at all, but it's about them and their situation. Some people don't want to say, sorry, I can't buy now. I'm not ready. And that's not on you, that's on them, right? So literally, that's, I guess, I carry on with my life. I say, I will try and contact the people who ghost me. I will try, as Mrs. Z says, find people who know them and basically talk to our friends and see what's going on, right? But just don't go down that rabbit hole of hatred and annoyance, of feeling rejected, disappointed. Forget negativity. Just find a way to say to yourself, they'll come back when they're ready, and they will. That's what happens in life, right? And until then, what are you gonna do? Just sit down and wait for that one customer? No, go and get more customers. Quillia was right. It's a numbers game in business, right? Don't rely on one person. Don't rely on one particular type of person. Go and find others like them. If you have accountants, go and find other accountants. It's not you haven't got to work with this one accountant, have you? So don't put all your eggs in one basket. Create more eggs and serve more people. When the person is ready to come back, Natasha, they will come back to you.
That's right.
Silence will be broken.
That's right. Thank you so much. That powerful advice. I hope you're writing this down, Natasha. This is powerful advice. A great question. All right. So my response to that is this. I think someone alluded to this. People are busy in life. A lot of times when we have a goal, we're just focused on us, right? So we reach out to somebody and we're like, why are they responding? I sent this message a whole 24 hours ago. Now it's 48 hours, right? So there's a lady that wanted to, she wanted to be in my sales class. And she sent me a message and said she really wants to. She's been watching me and she saw the testimony and I want to be in the class. So she sent me a message and we set a time to talk and she didn't show up. So then I sent her a message and she didn't respond. 3 months later, she sent me a message and said her husband was in the hospital. He had cancer and she hasn't even looked at social media for 3 months. Now, what if I sat there for 3 months feeling sorry for myself? Like, oh, I can't believe she ghosted me. Oh my God, what am I going to do? No, but I just can't move. And I'm like, okay, well, for some reason she couldn't get on, right? So people have, you think you're the only one with problems? You're not. Everybody has problems. Everybody has issues. Everybody is dealing with something. So give people the benefit of the doubt. Now, the second thing is this, and write this down, circle it, underline it, because this changed my life and it can change yours too. You need people to succeed in your business, but you don't need any particular person. Circle it, underline it. You need people to be successful in your business, but you do not need any particular person, which means if Annie is talking to someone about writing a book and the person decides, I don't think I'm going to go with you, Annie. For some reason, I just want to go with somebody else. Now, his business is not over. It's not shut down. There are a lot of people out there that want what he has. If someone contacts a Zion and they're talking and the person says, "Yeah, I don't think I need this positivity stuff," guess what? There's still hundreds of thousands of people that need what he has. Why would he care about that? Right? Someone says to me, "Hey, Eric, yeah, I don't need your stage. I have my own stage." Good for you. Good for you. I'm happy for you. Because guess what? Before the end of the day, someone's going to reach out to me and say, what you've created is what I've been praying for. So go out there and find the people that have been praying for what you have. And don't worry about people that ghost your door, say no. There's so many people out there that need what you have. You are doing a disservice to yourself. You're doing a disservice to other people if you just sit there and worry about the one person that's not interested. Okay? So that's what I'm going to say about that. All right, so let's keep going. Let's keep going. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the applause. I'm applauding too, and you just can't see me. I'm frozen right now, but it's all right. You can hear me. You can hear me. All right, so let me go to the next question. I think I saw it earlier. Okay, here we go. So this one comes from our good friend Carlene, who said, "What's the difference between constructive criticism and feedback that should simply be ignored?" Right? That's the difference between constructive criticism and feedback that should be ignored. All right, Queen Leah, let's hear your take on this.
I love this question, Carlene. And I would ask you to ask yourself a question. Who is mentoring you and training you and helping to develop you? Because you need to have that feedback to help you to filter out the feedback, if that makes sense. And so if you don't have anyone mentoring you, I think that's one of the biggest mistakes or oversights that a lot of entrepreneurs make is they don't have a mentor. They don't have anybody guiding them. And so all the feedback is magnified. And then we doubt ourselves from every feedback that we're given, right? So if you have somebody like that, then it can help you to filter out what is really true constructive criticism and true great feedback that you could listen to. And the other thing that's just noise. And I would say this with all due respect, I would look at the source. And I believe that the Godfather said this, look at who is that person. And Eric highlighted it also. If it's your broke Uncle Larry sitting on the couch on Sunday mornings, and if you're Uncle Larry, I greatly apologize. Listen, if they're not doing anything, but they're sitting there criticizing you, then that's probably not really relevant. But what do you have to say, Zion?
Thank you so much, Kelly. I know when I read the question, it's more like the good feedback and the bad feedback, constructive criticism, and the one that needs to be ignored. Well, I must say this, both of them are good. Yes, for your growth, for your betterment, and for you to, to evolve as a person. Both are welcome, both are good. But then, what's the content of the feedback? What's the content of the criticism? So focus on the message. I mentioned earlier, a lot of people react, but they don't listen. So one of the major factors that will help you in choosing or listening to the constructive criticism and the one that should be ignored is paying attention to the message. Don't listen to react, listen to learn. That's what I have to say, and I cannot wait for Mr. Eni to share his thought on this as well.
I do love listen to learn for sure, right? I think in constructive criticism, the intention is good, and what the person's telling you is based on a foundation, whether it's data, or there's something something tangible, something practical, something real. The other feedback is opinions. Let's not argue whether my background is gray or black. I'm saying what's the point, right? We have to separate fact-based, meaningful feedback from just opinions and noise. And most noise you can let go. It's not going to affect you, really not. It's not going to change anything. Well, feedback can help you improve, can help you learn something, can help you serve people better. That's why I said earlier, I will happily listen to my clients because they know what I do. For other people who've never been my client, I struggle to listen to you because you haven't got a clue what I do. And Eric said this earlier, right? If you don't know what you're talking about, you don't know why I do what I do. So I'm not going to listen to you really. You know, that's just the way I look at it. Eric, again, yeah, you must deal with this every day, my friend, especially in your sales and in your business, right? Share
Absolutely.
with us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. That's right. There is a big difference between constructive criticism and just feedback that should be ignored. Um, just look to see if it's malicious or not. Right. The person that gave me that all that criticism on YouTube, it was malicious. He just wanted to put me down. Right. He wanted to put me down. Right. The person that said, "Hey, maybe you should create reels for them instead of just giving them a video." That's constructive because you know that will help people, right? So you'll be able to tell the difference when you actually think about what they're saying, right? And then you also look at who the person is, right? Are they someone that's jealous of you? A jealous person will always criticize you. Is it someone that doesn't believe that doesn't want you to be better than them, right? That's possible. That's possible. So I think when you read the question or you listen to what they're saying, determine who they are and why they're saying it, then you'll know the difference. All right. So we have 8 minutes left, and we're gonna address one more question. This one is by Alexis Goloff James. She said, "Which is the criticism that you strongly regret following, and the impact or the lesson learned from that particular criticism, or what is the criticism that you considered and followed?" And what was the impact? So basically, let us know one piece of criticism that you either ignored, and or you actually learned from it and applied it. Either way, you can address either one. All right. So we only have a few seconds, so if you can do a minute each, that'd be great. Go ahead, Miss Leah, Queen Leah.
Yes, I heard this story early on in my career about Walt Disney. He would create something, and until people thought he was crazy and said this wouldn't work and you're out of your mind, he knew it was not right. If people agreed with it and loved it, he's like, no, I'm not ready yet. And he would continue to refine it. And so I would just really say it comes from also building up your own confidence. In the beginning, when I was not confident, when I was really had shaky legs, when my voice was trembling all the time, every criticism impacted me. But I just kept to my vision, and I kept that story in my forefront. And I knew that I was going to do something great. And it was already inside me, right? I had that belief in me. It's like we're entrepreneurs, we're dancing to music that other people can't hear. It's there, you're hearing it, you're working towards it, you're thriving towards it, because and nobody else can hear what's going on in your head. So what do you say, Mr. Zion? I know you have a great answer to this amazing question by by Alexis.
Yes, I have a story to tell when it comes to this. I remember starting my entrepreneurial journey very young, not so much so good with the techie part of all these things, and then telling people that I'm from Nigeria. I have this racist comment and kind of feedback, and somebody say, you know what, change your location. Don't tell them that you are from Nigeria anymore. Tell them you are from the UK or you are from the US. And I tell you, it's going to be more sweeter. You're going to get more people to like you and love you. But I'm glad I did not listen. I'm glad I never listened to that feedback. Because if I'd listened, I could not have imagined where I would have been today. But I stayed true to being myself. I kept telling people I'm from Nigeria and I'm proud to be in Nigeria. And I tell you, the rest has been history. So at the end of the day, people have their opinion, people have their suggestion, people have their take. But believe in yourself and know who you are. So thank you so much. I'll yield the mic to Mr. Eni to share with us his thought on this.
Awesome. Again, look, everyone has something to say every day in our lives, right? What do I regret following? Oh, it's probably something to do with, I guess, my times. The fact that I work at night, and everyone has a thought. Working at night is bad for you. Don't do it. I do it because it works for me and it works for my clients. Then that's it. That's it. So I ignore what people say. I rather work when I feel the most energized, which is from now, from lunchtime onwards and into night time. When it's dark, I come alive, right? What criticism have I considered and followed? Oh, I guess for years I knew I had a problem with mindset. I knew I had a problem with fear, with being annoyed. All the things we talked about today. It's nice. The person I was easily swayed, easily beaten up by other people. Easily afraid of what others are saying or thinking. As soon as I learned, to be more aware of my thinking styles, be more confident in myself, love myself more, and realize no one's coming to save you any. Life is so much better that way. Eric, of course, doing what you do, we say we need a lot of resilience, right?
Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah. So to answer that question, for me, when I started my studio speaking company, I thought that if I can get a few celebrities or people that are well known on my stage, then everybody would follow, right? So that was my focus at first, and it was the wrong way to go. Right? It was the wrong way to go, because I realized that I was chasing people that didn't really need what I had. Right. So, then I decided, okay, I'm going to focus on the everyday person that wants to build their business. Right. And then, like I said earlier, when you say what is the criticism that you considered and followed, now when people give me advice based on what I'm doing, when it's coming from the speakers, I listen to it so it can help more people. Right. So that's one of the things I've done. Okay. So great question, everybody. Before we end, let me just put in the chat, Carl, if you can put in the chat how everybody can grab my free ebook. I have an ebook I wrote, 100 Ways to Build Your Business, to Market Your Business. Absolutely free. Whoever you are, if you're in business, if you're a speaker, coach, author, entrepreneur, grab that. It's at successwitheric.com/100. successwitheric.com/100, and Coral will put it in the chat there. All right. So again, let's see. Margaret, good to see you. I just want to see if I can get as many people in 2 minutes as I can. Olushala, good to see you. Welcome. Let's see who else has joined us. Blessing. Good to see you from Abuja. Very good. Blessing, good to see you. Appreciate you. Jeffrey, I see you. Jeffrey, welcome. Jeffrey, okay. So here's what I'll ask everybody to do. Elizabeth, good to see you. Take this link, this video, and share it. Okay, go on LinkedIn and repost this. Say, guess what I heard today? It was life-changing information. You want to listen to this, and put it in there for them to listen to it. And then say, put it under there. By the way, you can watch them every single Monday at 7 a.m. Put it on Facebook. Put it on Instagram. Let people see this. Let's build this like a 1,000 people in the morning. How's that? 1,000 people. So we can reach more people, help more people. All right. So appreciate all of you. Thank you to my incredible co-hosts today, Zan and Agru, Leah Garcia, Annie Awesome. Appreciate all of you. And we are, 1 minute away. So appreciate you. It has been a pleasing pleasure, as well as a privilege to be here with you this morning. And have a great week. Have a great month. And we will see you. By the way, we won't be here next week. For there's something I'm doing, but the week after we will be here. All right. And you'll see the messages on my page. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.